So, yes.
Wonderful, thank you, Izzy, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Hi, I'm Noel Boyven from thesharkguys.com, and I'm here for the Badcast to discuss astrology and the idea that star signs define an individual's personality. Astrology dates back as far as Babylonian times, but unlike other beliefs from that time, that if a fish appears on a man's head during a dream, that man will be strong, for example, it has not been dismissed completely out of hand as utter bosh postulated during a time of limited scientific understanding. The basic premise of astrology is that the position of the sun, the moon, and the planets at the time of your birth determines your personality and future behavior. Those sharing the same zodiac sign are believed to share similar personality traits. Some people base important life decisions on what they read in their daily horoscopes or the more detailed chart readings astrologers offer for a premium. When it comes to choosing a mate, star sign compatibility is seen as a more important indicator of success in a relationship than, say, financial stability, shared interests, or the presence of an interfering mother-in-law. Others may not take astrology so seriously, but still they know their signs and they vaguely identify with the traits commonly associated with them. Of course, saying that all people with the same zodiac sign share similar characteristics is so sweeping that it is bound to lead to some unwelcome associations. For example, newspaper astrologers often include a list of famous people born on a given day with their horoscopes. A connection is suggested here between these people and readers celebrating a birthday on that day, a bond that puts them into an even more exclusive group of folks with shared attributes than the broader star sign camp. But you'll notice that astrologers are selective about who they include on that list. Those celebrating a birthday on April 20th, for example, will be reminded that they share their special day with 80s TV sensation Joey Lawrence and the late Mambo King Tito Puente. But astrologers aren't likely to spoil the reader's birthday by mentioning that anyone born on this day would, along with being an Aries, have the personality of Hitler, also an April 20th birthday boy. On thesharkguys.com, we looked at other extreme implications of suggesting that star signs determine personality traits, and also how the characteristics ascribed to each sign are so general that they could apply as easily to you and I as they could to someone whose fridge is one day found to be full of people. We picked a random site describing the characteristics of each zodiac sign. In our case, we used Yahoo Lifestyle, and tested how these descriptions read when applied to serial killers born under each of the different signs. Keith Hunter Jesperson was a truck-driving serial killer who murdered at least 8 women in the United States during the 1990s and taunted authorities by writing into a newspaper and signing his correspondence with a happy face, a practice that led to him being called the Happy Face Killer. Jesperson was born on April 6, 1955, which, like Joey Lawrence and Hitler, makes him an Aries. His astrological profile reads, "Ruled by the red planet of action, Mars, you are usually brimming over with life and vitality. But it's that very spark inside you that means it's so easy for you to be taken the wrong way. You're a cardinal sign, which means you're a leader, as well as a fire sign, which means you either have boiling blood, or you often come up against people whose blood you make boil. Why is it that people don't understand that you just want to get things done?" Now, if this were read by a florist who refuses to follow the crowd when it comes to his arrangements, it would probably seem pretty accurate. If applied to Mr. Jesperson, it seems to be making excuses for and cheerleading on behalf of a serial killer. The name Anatoly Onoprianko isn't Ukrainian for "there goes the neighborhood," but it might as well be. Onoprianko killed 60 people between 1989 and 1995. His MO was to seek out an isolated house, shoot and kill everyone in it, set the building on fire, and murder anybody unlucky enough to have seen him do it, even if it meant massacring most of a village's inhabitants. Onoprianko was born on July 25, 1959, and the celestial bodies aligned at this time, supposedly responsible for his, shall we say, imposing personality, made him a Leo. His astrological profile says, "You can be intimidating. Do you realize that? Your self-assurance knocks some of the meeker, milder signs off their feet. While this could apply to someone who gets a bit vocal at a PTA meeting, it also seems creepily apt for Priyanko, who knocked people over with more than self-assurance. His astrological profile concludes, "So even if you're not famous yet, use your innate Leo talents to shine like a star wherever you go and whatever you do. You know that you're just a little bit different, and you like it just like that. Never ordinary, always distinctive, Leo leads." Again, this could apply to anyone. Is it even possible for an individual to regard himself as completely ordinary, and really, when it all comes down to it, just another face in the crowd? We all see ourselves as never ordinary, always distinctive. But here again, the reading becomes more interesting if we consider it in relation to Priyanko. The astrologer again seems to have an unhealthy desire to champion mass murder. Of Ted Bundy, who, like Britney Spears and Woody Allen, is a Sagittarius, the profile says, "With your ability to handle extremes and your capacity to feel profoundly, you teach the rest of us a little more about what it means to be human, dark side and all." This twaddle was obviously meant to apply to a dark side a few shades lighter than Ted's, but could fit him and almost anyone else who chooses to see themselves in that description. The appeal of horoscopes and why so many people find descriptions of their astrological profiles uncannily accurate can be explained in part by the Forer effect. According to Skeptic.com, psychologist Bertram R. Forer found that people tend to accept vague and general personality descriptions as uniquely applicable to themselves without realizing that the same description could be applied to just about anyone. And indeed, the suggestion that hundreds of millions of people from different cultures, different ages and life experience will share personality traits because of some force speculated on before the discovery of the germ theory of disease is ludicrous. And that absurdity is only amplified when you follow this belief in astrology to its extreme ends. For the Badcast, I'm Noel Boyden.